Welcome to Capital City Young Marines instructional videos. I am Young Marine Sergeant Jude Smith.
And I am Young Marine Lance Corporal Kerrigan Smith, and we will be instructing you on how to assemble and disassemble a Young Marine encampment tents.
Always remember to assemble these tents with a buddy. At least 2 Young Marines are required to assemble these tents.
Do not attempt to assemble a tent by yourself. Pieces can be lost or broken if attempted alone.
Take the tent bag you have been issued, untie it, and carefully remove its contents. You should have the following items: 1 tent, 1 pole bag, and 1 stake bag.
Remove the 2 poles from the bag, untie the tent, and if the weather requires, remove the stakes from the bag. Secure the stake bag, the pole bag, and the tent ties into the tent bag.
Assemble both of the tent poles. Slide the poles into the tent slots, placing one end of each pole into a pocket.
Arch the topmost pole and insert the opposite end of the pole into a pocket, then do the same to the bottommost pole.
With your tent nearly completed, clip the 4 corners to each pole. Then tie the top of the tent over the crisscrossed poles.
Pull the rain fly over the top of the tent and clip the corners to the tent.
If weather requires, install the tent stakes, 1 at each corner. If they are not needed, keep your tent stakes secured in their bag.
Keep your tent bag in your tent until the end of the encampment and disassembly is required. You are now ready to help your teammates assemble their tents.
Here are some things to keep in mind about tent placement and tent rules.
Though you may keep your screen window open, your tent doors should remain closed at all times.
Your platoon sergeant or adult in charge will tell you where your tent will go.
Make sure the area where your tent will be placed has a clear, flat surface. Also make sure you do not place your tent on any anthills or cow manure piles.
Ensure that your platoon sergeant or the adult in charge places your name at the front of the tent for fire watch.
Be careful with the tent zipper and treat the tent with respect. If we assemble and disassemble with care, our tents will last a very long time.
Now the disassembly of your tent. As with the assembly of the tents, the disassembly should also be done with at least 2 Young Marines. Ensure your gear is packed away properly into your sea bag, and the tent is clear, setting the tent bag aside.
If the tent stakes were used, pull them up from the ground and secure them in the stake bag.
Unclip the rain fly and untie the top of the tent from the pole.
Unclip the poles from the tent, remove the poles from the pocket corners, and carefully pull the poles from the slots.
Collapse the poles and stow them away into the pole bag.
Make sure the screen window is open and that the tent is laid flat.
Fold one end over about 12 inches.
Fold the same end 1/3 of the width of the tent.
Fold the opposite end over so that the corners of the tent meet.
With one Young Marine holding one end, the other Young Marine should tightly roll the tent from the other end.
Once tightly rolled, tie the tent with a bow knot in 2 places and slide the tent into the tent bag. Then slide the pole bag into the tent bag.
Finally, place the stake bag into the tent bag.
Pull the cord and stow the tent in the appropriate location as instructed by your platoon sergeant or adult in charge.
Make sure you immediately report any missing or broken pieces to the platoon sergeant or the adult in charge.
We hope this instructional video helps you assemble and disassemble the tents quicker and more efficiently so we have more time to do fun things.
Semper Fi!